Mullen Automotive is set up to have a very big squeeze. This could be the biggest week for the stock that we've ever had because we're quote unquote supposed to have the granddaddy of all PRs come out on Monday. So could this be the biggest PR we've ever seen in the history of Mullen Automotive? There's a lot of speculation on Twitter. We're going to go over all of this. Closed up 25% last Friday with around or just over 700 million in total volume with no news. So, Monday we could easily hit 1 billion volume if we do get a PR. Now, this is how it's going to go down. There are rumors of a 10 billion Saudi Arabia deal that could be game changing. There is a lot of speculation. None of this is actually confirmed yet, so we're actually going to have to wait and see what happens Monday. A lot of people are very bullish right now. It really depends on if this PR is under hype or lives up to the hype, because if it does, this one could have a very big squeeze. Now, we're going to dive into this. You can see right here, Mullen Automotive is pretty much the most searched stock on the entire internet, trending all over Reddit, all over StockWits. You can see right here, we are most active once again on StockWits. A lot of eyes on the stock. Who is Lawrence Hard? So he basically saved Mullen. A lot of people are saying he saved the company. Apparently he has technology that could change the entire EV industry. Some conversations going around that he actually has some battery rejuvenation technology, and this could basically charge the battery every time, or partially charge the battery every time the car is stopped, which in turn would be a very big game changer for the entire industry. This would in turn save time on how often you would charge the battery. This is only speculation right now. This isn't actually confirmed. Said on the live stream that he is planning on taking his technology to Saudi Arabia and on their stock exchange, which would be more volume and eyes on the stock, which, this stock already is pretty much trending more than any stock on the entire internet. So I'll show you guys a few clips from the live streams that Lawrence has been conducting, and he has said some very big words that we have to hear. So
I'm still humble. Okay, and those that laughed at me and blasted me and thought I was like the boy that cried wolf, oh, you don't have nothing, you don't have nothing. Mullins, thank you. Because all I hear is crickets now. When those tests came back, all we hear is crickets. And now Mullins, thank you. Yes, we will be the next Tesla. And not only that, we're going to let Saudi Arabia make their announcement.
The CEO, David Mitri, has been very silent. The last tweet was on April 21st, not really saying too much, except Lawrence Hard is at the Mullen Tech Center in Troy, Michigan, working with the Mullen commercial vehicle team on energy management model integration, EMM. It's also important to note that Lawrence Hard stated there would be a PR, and there was. So I'm pretty confident that Monday there will also be another PR, which is supposed to be the biggest PR out of all PRs, according to Lawrence Hard himself. April 18th, Mullen Automotive Inc. and Global EV Technology Inc., along with EV Technologies LLC, form Mullen Advanced Energy Operations LLC, which is going to be MAEO, to advance energy management technologies, starting with electric vehicles and scaling to other energy applications. This with initial development for improving energy management technology in electric vehicles for greater range and vehicle performance. This is very important because going forward with EVs, whoever has the best technology, the most efficient technology going forward is really going to dominate the industry. Obviously, Mullen is trying to dominate the commercial side, which is a very big part of the entire sector. This is very big because if you think of what Biden is trying to do, by 2030, he wants every new car, 50% of all the new cars to be electric, which is a very big statement. There will be a very huge demand for the commercial side of EVs, and Mullen is also in the consumer market as well. So what's important to note is Mullen owns 51% and will consolidate the results of its operations in Mullen Automotive Inc. under the agreement between the parties. Global EV Technology will be contributing its technology and existing contracts to MAEO, and Mullen will provide capital, execution, and commercialization to grow the business. Basically, where Lawrence Hard comes into place, the founder of Global EV Technology Inc. and Chief Scientific Officer. Lawrence Hard is a successful lifelong inventor with a storied career of over 30 years. So he says his partnership with Mullen is very important to help scale this energy technology and bring it to our existing and future customers, says Hard. There's been huge rumors of a multi-billion-dollar deal that Saudi Arabia will have with Mullen. This is just speculation. None of this is actually confirmed, so I don't want to mislead you guys. But Saudi Arabia is really going to be heavily investing in EVs in the next decade, in the next few years, especially. Saudi Arabia outlines plans under the Mid-East Green Initiative. In 2021, Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince launched a Middle East Green Initiative, which said he's aimed to secure 39 billion rials, which is $10.4 billion for an investment fund and clean energy project as part of efforts to reduce regional carbon emissions. Said the kingdom, which is the world's top oil exporter, would contribute 15% of the funds and would work with other states and development funds on the funding and execution of the initiatives. So no investment figure was provided for the Middle East Green Initiative. Saudi Arabia has said its own Saudi Green Initiative program would involve investments of over 700 billion rials, which is $190 billion by 2030. So this just shows you how much they plan on investing in EV technologies and green initiatives for the next decade. This alone just shows you the potential of how big any kind of Saudi Arabia contract or deal could actually be. Lawrence Hards announced that he would actually be in Washington, D.C. when he makes this announcement on Monday, which is actually his birthday. So I do not think this is production news. I think it is some kind of government funding, considering he's in Washington, D.C., or some other PR about his technology or something like that. We just really have to wait and see, hoping that this is the real deal and that this is not overhyped and it is actually some very big news, because, you know, if this is underhyped, obviously the stock is going to tank. And right now we are not in a position for Mullen to tank, because obviously it's going to be very hard to get their price to $1 organically, which they have to do to remain listed on the NASDAQ without conducting a reverse split. They have until September 5th to do this. And I think it's going to be really hard to reach that organically. So I think a reverse split is going to happen at some point, and it could be sooner than later. I'm not saying it's impossible to do it, but they really have to have some very amazing news and some very big updates come out to push the stock price up. I'll be honest with you guys, there's still very little known about this new technology that Lawrence has. He hasn't really went in depth about all the statistics and everything like that of his technology, but this stock is still being heavily shorted, with 10% or just under 10% of the entire float being shorted, according to Ortex as of right now. And 341 million shares are currently being shorted. So if this is a successful PR and a very big catalyst and some very promising news, we could see a very big squeeze next week, starting on Monday. Like I said last Friday, we were up 25% just off speculation with zero news. David Mitry has been silent. So is there something brewing? Will we have some very big announcements next week? This will basically force short sellers to close their position and create intense buying pressure, pushing the stock up. Obviously, with this news and 1 billion plus volume, could be a very good week. We'll just have to see and wait for Monday. Don't forget to thumbs up the video. Let me know what you think in the comments, and subscribe if you haven't already. It really is appreciated. And also don't forget to put notifications on, and I will see you guys very soon.